welcome to another one where we're trying a brand new plane today. Yeah, this is the Lockheed Model 12A Electra Junior, which was a recent freeware upload at the Org Forum if you wanted a copy of the aircraft yourself. I spend lots of time making nice scenery to look at, so as always my main complaint about tail draggers is a massive nose sticking up in the air so you can't see the scenery very well. Such is life. Not really a fan of those rivets on the nose either, that could have been better, but first impressions, it does look good otherwise, outside and in here in the cockpit too. That's not too bad. Let's give it a go, shall we? Yeah, stay out of the fence. And try not to hit the hanger either. Okay, maybe not the straightest ever takeoff, but we are flying. Okay, so handling nice enough. Engines seem a little quiet, or quieter than I would have expected them to be, but who knows, maybe this is totally correct and it does sound like this in real life, I don't know. So yeah, let's give it a test flight on this next leg of the road trip. By the way, I did mention this video was going to be the new version of the Yak 18T, but I'm not that impressed. Did load it up, and maybe it's me and I need to read the manual, but having difficulties with track IR, which I use for the head movement, and also it now seems to have passengers which I didn't want, and worst of all, if you click to hide the yoke, a blue ghost image stays behind, which looks absolutely terrible. So I think I may be forgetting about that one and going back to the old version of the Yak, which seems to work fine in X-Plane 12, so that will do. The author of the new one, I think he's going to continue development work on it, so might check out a future update, but for now, yeah, my old X-Plane 11 Yak works, so I'll just keep with that, I think. Right then. I said, that's right. Hum New Zealand, who seem to have a traffic cone as a profile picture. I am rather confused by this and exactly what Hum New Zealand is supposed to be. A guy called Federico on Google Reviews gave it 5 stars but didn't write a comment, so that really doesn't help. And if you scroll through the pictures, one of them appears to be the Inter-Islander ferry at Wellington, which is obviously nowhere close to here. So for and what is supposed to be, I can't even guess at this one. Just have to put that in the collection of head scratching weird shit which makes no logical sense whatsoever, such as why the Philippines is spelt with a PH but Filipino is spelt with an F. I mean, what, how did... let's just ignore that, but yeah, something else a little bit weird I found out about this week, apart from fairy tales that you tell to children. Now, in my language, English, these always begin with the phrase once upon a time. But in different parts of the world, fairy tales often begin with other phrases instead. Some are similar, such as Filipino with an F. They often start with the phrase, in the first of times. Which, fair enough, that makes sense. But then we get to some of the more strange ones. The Catalan regions of northern Spain. Apparently fairy tales can sometimes start with once upon a time in a corner of the world where everybody had a nose. Although my favourite one, and totally bizarre one, is Korea. Yeah, a typical fairy tale begins once in the old days when tigers used to smoke. So smoking tigers? I'm thinking, do we need to translate our safety briefings into cat as well now? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a no smoking flight. Niet roken, no fuma, meow meow, meow. Yeah, I'll give in. Let's go and land a plane, which today will be at NZRU Waiouru. It looks like Waiouru is largely a military town, and I think the place where they train new recruits. And it seems that training may extend to the airport too, as it's just a runway and nothing else at all. Wikipedia tells me that the Air Force use it for practice landings and touch and goes, but that seems to be about it. Yeah, so a bit of a dull one with nothing there, but such is life. Just have to put up with that, as it is on Highway 1, so we are passing anyway. And the next few legs will get better after this one. Nothing much to tell you about the town outside of the military connections, but there is a small supermarket kind of shop that's located there called The Market, and Sharon McCarthy in a Google review gave it 4 stars out of 5 and wrote clean, friendly staff. I'm confused again now. Friendly staff? Yep, great. But clean, friendly staff. I'm a little puzzled. Are we to then infer from that the general population of Waiouru wander around looking like they've just been sumo wrestling in a mud bath, and so it was enough of a novelty to comment about the cleanliness of the staff at the market? Or perhaps it's that Sharon hasn't had a bath or a shower in living memory, so the fact that people in the shop looked like they had a wash was a bit of a surprise to her, although not as much of a surprise as it was to her uncle when he discovered that Sharon had escaped from the shed during the power cut yesterday evening when his electric fence had gone down. Maybe I'm overthinking this story a little bit. Shall we just try and land a plane instead? That's probably for the best, isn't it? Yeah, so first test flight means this is my first ever landing as well in this thing, so fingers crossed, as I've no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. This is all kind of feel and guesswork, but hopefully we'll have a little bit better one than last time, and not have to test how sturdy the undercarriage is like the last video. Got a much bigger and flatter runway to aim at today, so it should be okay. Yeah, but we'll see. Although for a first ever landing, then if we don't break anything and we end up pointing in the same general direction at the end of the landing as we are at the start of it, then that will do. So, okay, clear the trees, all looking okay. Well, let's see. Yeah. Bit of a bounce. Yeah, I pulled back on the stick to try and flare the plane, but not much happened, so thinking I was probably flying a bit slow and not enough airspeed to have much elevator authority, so yeah, not exactly the smoothest touchdown ever, but yeah, I'm okay with that. I can live with a small bounce as long as we're the right way up. Yeah, if people use this airstrip for training, yeah, I'm sure it's not the worst landing they've ever had here. Yeah, so the Lockheed Model 12A Electra Junior. Yeah, looks okay, flies well. Quite like it, even though I'll probably never use it again. Yeah, if I feel like a flight in a twin prop tail dragger, personally I prefer the DC-3. So that would be the one I'd take given the choice. But a nice enough plane though, so don't think I'll delete it. But it might be a while before it comes out of the hangar again. But yeah, well, we've arrived, so I'll see you again next time. Bye.